From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley with today's cash close. And the name of this video, traders, S&P 500 futures take a hit in slow post-holiday trade. The high of the day came in at 2092 even on the open. The low came in at 2078 half late in the day. And last, we're 2080 quarter. We're down 9.25 handles. Total volume, 1.1 million minis trade and 3,500 big S&Ps trade in the pit. As far as the MOC goes, the mutual funds unloaded today. That's exactly what they did. On the last trading day of the month, the MIM started showing like 640 million to sell at about 1:45 or 1:45 Central Time. Slowly went further down to 2.47 billion to sell, and the actual MOC came out to sell 3.3 billion. I think I even saw something like sell 2.29 billion in SPX. Someone asked me if that was a correct number. Hey, look, at everybody's numbers could be different, but I think it was pretty much in line with what people were looking at. Tomorrow, actually the first trading day of the new month, starts out a busy 4-day week. We start out, it's got a very heavy economic schedule. We start out tomorrow with the motor vehicle sales number, the Gallup US ECI, Red Book, PMI Manufacturing Index, ISM MFG Index, construction spending, Charles Evans and Laurel Bernard speaking from the Fed. Got that down. Wow. Now look, the Pitbull put this out on my instant message late in the day. He said, look, they're selling 3.3 billion on the close. What do you think? Will they put it back to work in the first few days of December? I think they will, but you know what? There could be a little bit more of this selling around. I, like a lot of people, kind of thought that the S&P would kind of keep going up today, but just was overloaded with stuff throughout the day. And when the futures started heading south, Europe was up, the futures were up in Globex, but after the open, they just started going down. They kind of slid all day. Now, what else is going on out there? Gold traded down to 1051. It had a $10 bounce. Not a lot to talk about there. I'm really thinking that gold has been out of flavor, and it continues to be out of flavor. The IMF accepted the yuan into its currency baskets, and the ECB later in the week, it's expected to add more QE and continue to lower rates. So when you add it all up, it looks to me that there's more bullish stuff going on out there. But again, the S&P was up against S&P 2100, and as I've said, it's a critical level, and it's got to close above there to keep going, and it failed just below there. As far as the euro goes, the euro fell to the lowest it's been since April. It's settled at 105.63. Now, all this should be playing out in the upside of the S&P, but again, we're a little bit overbought here. And again, we're in the beginning of the week, or at the end of the month, going into the new week, so there's going to be a little hocus pocus moving around. You know, at the end of the day, it's all up to the mutual funds, you guys. And I do believe that as we go into the latter parts of the month, yes, I know that the S&P is trading 2082. Yes, I know that I called for 2200 in the S&P, but you know what? It'll happen. And I suspect that what will happen is that we'll see the S&P up toward 2150 toward the middle of the month. I know that there's supposed to be some middle of the month weakness, but as we go into that Fed meeting and the Federal Reserve starts to do its first interest rate hike, I think it's going to be a very bullish time for the S&P, not bearish. We'll leave it like that. We'll see you guys on the opening print tomorrow.